Hello and welcome, I'm Sarah, and in this video today it's a few different conversations that I had with Victor from Lightwater. So if you don't know Victor, he's a polymath and he's got a huge amount of knowledge, not just on deuterium, but things like melanin, gold, quantum biology. And we were just chatting after doing the podcast, and all of a sudden we just thought, oh, we should record this and make it into sort of short, reasonably easy to digest little tidbits for you. So here's the video.
Yes. Oh, yeah. You were just talking about a controversial subject, which is melanin and energy production. We were just talking about how melanin accepts everybody and it uses everything to create energy for itself. So every input has a positive benefit. And what is the controversy about with melanin anyway?
I don't know. Well, the thing is, it's because it's to do with skin color, but then back to the physics rapidly. It'll take in heavy metals, non-native EMFs, every wavelength of light, and then it produces hydrogen, oxygen, and electrons, basically energy. So it takes in everything that nobody else wants and produces the most valuable molecules on the planet.
Right. And so come to believe the settled science is mitochondria and ATP is the energy currency of our biology. And how does melanin play into this?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's, well, first of all, there's melanin around the mitochondria and everywhere in the body, but also the plasma and the melanin can act as the superconduction, or superconduction happens at room temperature in biology. This is Adam Adamski's work. And that's something the physicists can't just take the melanin and the plasma out of a human and put it in a test tube and make it do semiconduction. But I think that's what they would like to do.
And certainly Kurvron and Komaki and Panos Pappas, they were early in on this biological transmutation thing, but the theory, and it really disrupts the foundation of what we know, what we've settled on, and that's energy production in the body. And melanin, it turns out, is a supplementary or maybe even the primary energy production pathway in humans. And so what the work of Solis Herrera, what he's saying is that when I spoke to him, and he told me himself, is like, I said, if melanin is producing the energy in our body, because it's what is it doing? It's using, like you said, every frequency there is as an energy source to either break water or create water. And in that, there's supplemental energy. So mitochondria and ATP is just there to maintain our body temperature, 98.6 degrees. And that is a temperature that is imperative to us for biological transmutation to happen, because there's a resonance that happens of elements that can only happen, that superconductor can only happen at that 98.6 degrees. Some of Alex Putney's work and others as well. So now when biochemists and other scientists come and say, well, this is completely preposterous, what I would like to ask them is, if ATP and mitochondria make the bulk of our energy, how does the nucleus of the cell get its energy? Because there's no mitochondria in the nucleus of the cell, it's not going to make mitochondrial energy. Well, some scientists will say, well, that ATP is shuttled through the membrane into the nucleus. And I don't think so. However, that nucleus is covered in melanin, inside and outside. And so, again, how does the nucleus, that is the question. So if somebody's skeptical of this, just ask them. That might take them down a rabbit hole. Say, well, how about the nucleus of the cell? We have nuclear DNA, we have mitochondrial DNA. We're a symbiotic organism. Okay, and so how does the nucleus make energy? And the only satisfactory answer that I have seen, that I have reasoned, is melanin producing energy and making water and reducing hydrogen back to water and cracking water into hydrogen and oxygen. And this is something that is there's some, even I don't know if this is true or not, but there's some that say that melanin is of a panspermic nature, meaning it can survive in the vacuum of space, or it can travel through space in a dormant way. And so these are fascinating topics that are I would say are very forward thinking.
But also on another level, I often wonder, are mitochondria just energy transducers or transformers or alchemists, same as melanin? Because energy, I mean, if we're going to look at laws of thermodynamics, can't be created or destroyed. It just changes from one form to another. So
Right.
is that what
Right.
melanin is, the master transducer? But then on things that people may know about getting free energy, or well, energy out of the ether, are the mitochondria or melanin tapping into some other part where they're actually taking energy from elsewhere, or are they just transforming it? That's my question in my head. Is it even more amazing than I thought, or are they just transducers of energy?
They're transducers of energy that's not Hertzian. So longitudinal or scalar energy, it's energy that that's all around us. And certain reactions produce more energy than they took to create. And this is the big controversy, right? The over-unity reaction. And Panos Pappas, who was an early student of biological transmutation, and he had an equation, and it's natrium, which is salt, plus oxygen, stimulated by photons of the right spectrum or any spectrum of light, produced potassium plus energy. So it's a biological transmutation that's happening. And I like to look at things that are unexplainable, like people that are breatharians, or what I call autotrophs, and they can survive without food and water. And I try to understand what reaction is happening in their body for that energy to be created. And that's the only one that I could think of, because no food is needed for that. You need a little bit of salt in the air, some oxygen, and through that reaction, you will produce potassium and energy. Now, when you look at the human body and we see that we have two kidneys, well, what do kidneys do? They process excess potassium out. So our bodies are transmuting elements, just like hydrogen or protium are breaking the laws of physics, the quantum tunnel, so we can be alive. This is why is it controversial? Because it's theories that are that threaten somebody's paycheck.
Oh yeah, definitely. I hope you found this useful. If you want to work with me, please get in touch if you want a consultation. I also have a variety of courses on quantum biology, and then my brand new updated course on minerals, which also includes a little bit about HTMA testing, a bit about thiamine and cell salts, and just introducing you to how that can be used therapeutically.